Let's see how this works. Take three! All right. Can you guys tell me whether or not it sounds proper or not? Teresa, how does it sound? Is there a lag in the sound now? Does it sound better? Hey, Beto. Better. Yes. Awesome. All right, great. Let me get Josey in. There you are. All right. Don't do me dirty, Instagram. Come on. I just sent the invite. Joey, where you been, man? I can't see. Did you see the request, Kay? I know, everybody's mad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, thank you. I can't see.
Thanks, y'all. Hey, y'all.
All right.
Oh, that's so sweet.
My phone is
Tiffany. Can
oh my
y'all
gosh,
see
we can
Tiffany?
actually get to the interview.
My word.
Yes.
Tiffany.
Yes.
You can see me. Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Oh,
Now that we're completely traumatized by technology,
wow.
welcome.
Hey, chick, what's up?
That's awesome. I'll put my glasses on, man. My eyes are watering. Got me all stressed out over here.
I'm like nervous, so like,
Are you still
whew.
nervous?
Okay. Yeah.
Did you see that what I texted you last?
You're a sweetheart.
All
You're a
right. All
sweetheart.
right. Just
Thank
remember that.
you.
All right, you guys. Thank you. I apologize for the technological issue. Sometimes this happens. Instagram is not necessarily the best platform when there's a lot of people on here. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Tiffany. I'm the founder and host of Welding Women Syndicate. And I'm going to get right into it. This is Kay of Josey Welds. And if you haven't been paying attention to my posts lately, she is a welding instructor, you guys. And you know how I feel about getting in touch with other welding instructors. Girl,
Yeah.
how did we cross paths? I know it was on Instagram, but
You reached out to me. I think I liked somebody's post. I think I did.
you know what? And I already told you we crossed paths at the perfect time because, and I'm not going to go into the backstory of what's going on right now, but I needed you.
Well,
So
awesome,
I
awesome,
want to hear all
awesome.
about you, man. I have so many things I want to talk to you about. It's funny because when we jumped out last, somebody said she's a welding instructor or she welds. What is that supposed to mean? Yes, she's beautiful, talented,
Yeah,
and
but
passionate about it.
I don't look like this at work. These are magnetic lashes.
They are pretty. We
That's look
love
like
them.
this
We are
at
here
work.
for them. I
Like
love them.
I'm
So
just keeping it real. Like I work.
you're like, those are gonna fall off and melt off anyways.
Whoo, child, I can tell you some stories.
I
Like,
oh, I know. I had mine freeze in North Carolina. Freeze. No, that is not the business. Yeah, outside of -22. Not nice. Not nice at all. So tell us a little bit. Tell us about where you're located. You're out of Maryland, correct?
yes, I am in Baltimore, Maryland. I've been here going on my third year. I'm originally from Norfolk, Virginia, and North Carolina, if you can't tell by my accent.
It's so cute.
Um, yeah, I've been welding since the sixth grade with my granddaddy. All of my uncles have trades, they master tradesmen, and I did dental for 13 years before I
What?
decided to become a professional welder. I am going on my eighth year.
Now,
Yes, and listen, one more thing. I
tell me.
love it. I
You love
love
it.
it. I
What
love it.
what
I
made
love
you
it.
go into welding? Of all the trades,
Um,
why did you go toward welding?
Well, I'm already naturally gifted, soul, dope soul. I'm already that. Like I like to make stuff with clay. I like to make Play-Doh. I don't know. I just like to be creative. I like to sew and make stuff with resin.
Cool.
Yeah. And when I worked in dental, I could do that in the lab when I worked in the lab. But welding, like, it just put me in the zone. Like I can just zone out and weld.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Now, why teaching? We both know it takes a very special person to get into
There
that
you
aspect.
go.
It
There
is
you
not, it's
go.
not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
We both know that.
So teaching. Okay. So I have a love for people, period.
Yes.
Number one, I'm Black. That's not going to change. Number two, I'm a woman. That's not going to change. It
No.
could, but I don't want it to, you know?
Right.
Um, I just have a love for people, for humanity. Like one of my favorite speeches is Drum Major Instinct by Dr. Martin Luther King. I live by that. I
Yes.
live by that. Like I taught Black students, white students, Mexican students, other students. They all have told me conditions of their home life, right? Who in the world am I to turn my back, regardless of, rules say you can't fraternize and you can't do this with the students? Like these people,
Yeah.
these are people. So I just have a love for everybody. And I believe if I sow love, it's gonna come back in the atmosphere. And it's reflected every time a student, Black, white, and other, reach out to me and they say, I thank God for you.
Yes.
That's my reward right there.
Yeah.
Because I'm joining races together. It's a wonderful feeling when you see a white student call a Black student bro in
Yeah.
this trying times. It's a wonderful feeling to me.
Yeah.
So
We definitely
that's
need
it.
more of you, girl. I
Yeah.
yes. Now, what are some of the obstacles that you see when you're teaching in the community right now?
Obstacles. Well, let me just put this out here. I don't want to offend anyone. You know, personally, I don't feel like as a kind-hearted person that I have to tell people that Black lives matter when the way I think all lives should matter. But we living in this day and age that Black people are still being disenfranchised.
Yes.
So that's my plight right now. Like they hurt, I hurt. I'm Black,
Yes.
and it's never gonna change.
Right. Now, with that being said, if you could speak directly to um, all the organizations involved with welding, what would you ask them if it was a wish list? Ask them what you could do to help be represented better in the community. You know this was coming. Now,
So listen, you want to go ahead and say something else?
no,
Okay.
no, no, no. Go ahead, because you
Okay.
already said don't be offended. You guys already know I like to get into
Yeah,
the
don't be don't
meat.
be offended. I'm
No, no,
just
no.
speaking from my heart
And this
because
is, you
love is
guys know
love.
me. You guys know me. I like to get into the meat of things because women are very much underrepresented in the welding community. Women of
Hey,
color, instructors, period. There's not enough representation. So when I hear somebody who's so passionate like myself and she wants to say her piece, I want to give her her time. So that's why
Tiffany,
I ask
Tiffany
those
plays no
questions.
games. Tiffany
No, no.
plays no games
No, you
for
already
right for
know.
the juggler.
We just
Yeah,
got off
yeah.
the phone. How long were we on the phone for? 2 hours? Like,
Listen,
you know,
you talked to me on that frustrating ride to Baltimore from Arlington, Virginia. Like you
yes.
stayed on the phone. That ride was brutal. Ugh, the traffic in DC. Oh my God.
Right. But I want you to speak to us, like tell us, like if you were, able to build a wish list of things for yourself in the community, what would you ask for in the welding industry? Like a wish list of how you could be better represented.
Ooh, me personally?
Period.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna talk about Black people. Like we buy your products, we help build the world, we help do this. I feel like, everyone knows that slavery was the greatest tragedy to man. Everyone knows that, right?
Right.
But how are we going to move forward if you're still, in that mindset like we don't have no really right, no real rights? Like I don't understand that. Like I really want, and this is just me talking with the universe, like harmonious like atmosphere. Like it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. Like I don't understand.
No, you know what? Being a woman in this industry, period, is rough. Being a woman of any type of color is rough. Girl, I cannot even imagine being in your footsteps right now, because what did you ask me to do when we were on the phone? Google what? Women who weld.
Oh, women welders. Like when you Google women welders, you don't see me. You may see one or two, but you don't really see me. You see these blonde-eyed, blue-eyed white girls. And I
That's
know
true.
like I'm from Virginia. We got the world's largest shipyards and, the world's largest Navy base. Like we got some welders in all flavors, women down there rocking.
Right.
It's a slew of us,
Yeah.
It's a slew of us. So,
You got a "Hey Miss K" under.
yeah.
No, I'm the comment. The "Hey Miss K."
Right. So, I just feel like I really believe in women empowerment. I really
Yes.
believe in it. Like black, white, or brown, we make this world go round.
Yes.
Beyonce said it best. We running it. You
That's right.
know,
Yes.
behind every man is a woman in his ear.
I ain't behind nobody.
They know it. They know if you're successful, y'all know it.
Right. No, and that's true. It's interesting because so she had me Google welding women, and the first thing that pops up is a blonde haired, blue eyed woman. And I love them all. I have plenty of friends that are blonde haired. I have family
Me,
that's blonde haired, blue
me
eyed. But
too.
when I was growing up, I was always like wrenching on a vehicle, or I was always doing something unorthodox. You know what I mean? So I didn't necessarily have anybody to look up to. And so if I would have did that myself, there wasn't anybody represented. You know what I mean? And I can only imagine there's hardly any women represented. If they are, it's not somebody that I could resonate with. So there's
Right.
hardly any Latina women represented, and there's certainly not any Black women. And oh my God, you have like the triple bias against you when it comes to being in the industry. It's a triple
Exactly.
shield.
Indeed I do.
No,
Indeed I do.
and it's
But
true.
I've never been a quitter. I've never been a quitter. Like,
And you can't be in welding, period.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, I have this amazing 12-year-old little girl looking up to me. Like the first time I met her, she said, I want to do metal work.
Oh,
Like she don't know, like she helping me along in life.
yes.
Like because I got her watching me, so I know I gotta like go out here and get it and not let her see me if something break me down, let her see it affect me.
No, Kay, you're human. You let it affect you, but it's how you pivot on that. You know what I mean? You can't be
Right.
expected to be superhuman 100% of the time. We're human. Allow yourself to have emotion, but it's how you use that
Yeah.
emotion. Girl, if that was the case, I would never get nothing done. I'm always crying.
Sometimes, like sometimes I feel like, when you in the creatives, like, and especially if you in the teaching realm, you teaching, you an instructor, I don't care what kind of teacher you are, but you be around all these energies, right? And
You absorb it.
you really got to be strong. You really have to be strong. Sometimes with the students, you have to be the mother, you have to
Yes.
be the therapist, you have to be the parent, you have to be the guidance counselor, you have to be all of this. So
Yeah.
sometimes I need people to clap for me because it gets hard.
I'm clapping.
Sometimes I have to. remind people that I'm really not a social butterfly. Like I like to be by myself because I feel like, once you around a whole bunch of energy, it sucks the life out of you. And I don't want that transferring. When I go to school and teach these kids, I like to be pure with my energy. I like to be pure.
Yes. No, and it's
I really
important.
do.
You're teaching people their livelihood for the rest of their life. So you
Right,
definitely have to be able to reset yourself. Absolutely.
right.
Yeah.
I had a student of mine, Ray. I'm gonna say his name because he don't care. Like Ray, caught two buses, two trains, and rode a skateboard the rest of the way to school.
Damn.
Did you hear what I said?
Damn.
Black people not lazy.
Damn.
That young man was determined.
That's
Guess
yes.
what I did?
What?
When the school say, you can't fraternize, I broke that rule.
Mm.
I'm telling y'all, I did. As a human being, as a mother, I broke that rule and I said, you meet me here every single day and I'm going to take you to school, right? 2 weeks ago, I get a picture and some welds from him. He is living in Florida,
Love
welding. He
it.
said he thanked God for me, but I thank God for him. I thank God for him for having him to trust me so I can see, like, I really care when I do this.
You're
I'm
changing
just not
people's lives.
doing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful feeling. That is a
That's
beautiful feeling.
so
Like,
we were just talking about that with Mr. G. You know what I mean? As far as like
yeah,
having accolades from our
yeah,
own colleagues, you don't
yeah,
necessarily get that, right? But when somebody telys you they change your life, girl,
yeah.
right there,
Like
that's all I need.
black, white, all,
Mhm.
all,
Yeah.
all have changed my life. Like it's like natural to me because they was my students then. Now I consider them like my babies. Like they all reach out to me. Like I have I taught two Marines, two brothers. I taught one at night and one during the day. They like day and night. One was like laser focused. Like I would tell him something, he would pick it up just like that.
Right.
But then his brother, like he texts me now. Every now and then he gonna say, "Hey, mom," like was like my problem child,
Uh-oh.
right?
Yeah.
But that Marine training, if I told him to do something, like he didn't question me, he did it. And the process was amazing.
Yes.
When they come back and they be like I can tell Evan. I used to tell Evan, like, go do this over. No, no, I don't like that beat.
Add
I'd be
it.
like, I don't like it. Like,
Yeah.
take your time. What's the rush?
Yeah.
So then when he do it and he come back all sheepish, he be like, you're right, Miss K. You know, I saw them to the finish line.
Yes.
But I'm gonna tell you something. I
Yeah.
didn't teach them by myself. Bob Moffitt and Jody tips and tricks helped me teach them.
Yes,
Like
I love them. They're the men,
I'm
man.
telling you the truth. Every last one of my students will say, "Oh yeah, Miss K told us about Bob Moffitt and Jody tips and tricks." Like they on my bucket list to meet one day.
Yes, that
Yeah,
would be so cool.
because like even when I was in welding school, like it was them for me. Like the
Me
way
too.
they teach, like, and I'm not one of those people. I don't think I know it all. Absolutely not. I like to learn like every new stuff every single day. I like to learn, like,
Yeah.
period. Yeah, and I believe in sharing that knowledge.
Yeah.
Sharing that knowledge. Like that's what I do believe.
That's so funny because I was telling you I used to use their videos when I was in college, and That they're the
Oh,
best.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
the best teachers, I promise. I would go and look at those videos right before because I needed some
Right.
type of something. They were just able to get into my head when I watched the video, and I would pass my certifications, and I would tell them like each time like, "Oh my god, I passed this test," you know? And it's true. Like they just have a
Yeah.
way of articulating to others where you can just get in there and pass that test.
Exactly, exactly.
I definitely love their videos. I've showed them to my students. They're very, very cool. I love it.
Um,
Now, what projects do you have going on right now?
okay, so November the 20th, I'm having a weekend of welding in Baltimore, Maryland, right?
November 20th. Yes.
Yes, November the 20th. It's on a Saturday from 8 to 5. We will have music, fun. We're gonna have a welding competition, food, pictures, like a good old atmosphere. Like, here's the story. A dear friend of mine, Antonio, was murdered
I'm sorry.
last year in October. hmm And he wasn't killed by the police. He wasn't killed by a white man. He was killed by black people.
Mm.
You understand? I feel some type of way. I really do. That's black on black crime. How can we say Black Lives Matter to the world and make them hear us if we are doing this to each other? It's not just Baltimore, it's Charleston, South Carolina. I'm not even gonna name the cities. Y'all know the major cities. It's
Los Angeles.
Chicago.
Yep.
Exactly. Like, make it make sense to me
Uh,
because I feel a way. Like, I've never had that happen to me. Like, I don't know if it was because he's my soulmate and my soul is in shock. Because October will make a year and I still cry. I still cry. But instead of making me bitter and mad like I want to be, and I was about to like pack my stuff and go home to Virginia, I'm like, nah, mm-mm, no. Because when I was going through sexual harassment, racism, and discrimination in the worst way on this job,
mhm.
he used to tell me, you better not let them see you cry. Go into that bathroom and cry and get it out, and you come out here and you do your fucking job. Excuse my
Yes.
language.
No.
So
Right.
he wasn't one of those people that um, thought he was better than somebody else, right?
Right.
All he wanted to do was shine.
No.
Like, he was so intelligent. Like, he worked for the same company as a CNC machinist and as a welder for 10 straight years, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was let go under the pretext of COVID. But every last one of those racist people at that company wasn't even there half the time that he was, and they are no longer there.
Damn.
Racism played a big part in what happened to him. Like, 10 years, you barely miss a day.
Right.
You get laid off, you go to a gas station, somebody decide that your life won't worth living.
Mm.
When at 11:33 a.m. you would have been at work. Facts. Everybody says the same thing. We are all in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
It was some BS, but on my part, I can't rightfully speak about it because it's in federal court. But I play no games.
Yeah.
I'm a human first. You're not gonna treat me any kind of way. You're not gonna do that. You know? So I am in the works of having my own welding school in his honor.
Yes.
Kennard 815 Welding Academy,
Love
because
it.
he never not helped anybody. Like, you know how people afraid to show people their knowledge, like, oh, if I show him this, he probably do it better and they might fire me. Like,
Right.
he wasn't like that. He wasn't like that at all. And I can't be like that either. Because, like I said, I got all these faces, man, woman, old and young. I got them like looking up to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm setting the bar, I'm setting the standards for them to come out and be the best that they can be in the world. So
Yes.
that means something to me. It really does. Like, the amount of people that came out to celebrate his life, he was loved. He wasn't just a black man on the street. He was beautiful inside and out, and I really feel away. I really do.
Yeah.
So that is why I am having a weekend of welding. Like, let's talk about this. But it's
Yeah.
not just me. It's my let me just throw this in there. I have two amazing friends at the company I work with, Allie and Lacey,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're not gonna let me fail. Like, they're not gonna let me fail. Like, they push me. They push me. We have conversations. We have conversations about race. They are two of the sweetest and humblest people that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Allie, father owns the companies, right?
Nice. Yeah.
You wouldn't know that by the way she acts. She's so down to earth and humble. Like, we kindred spirits.
Yes.
Like you and I, we kindred spirits. Like,
Yes.
when people don't have ill will towards another person.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's all.
So who
Sorry, I can go off on a
no, girl,
tangent.
and I
Forever
can
tone.
listen.
That's
This
that's
is how
right,
our
Bobby.
conversations go, you guys. Like, we'll end up being like 3 hours
Like,
in. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so how do we help promote your weekend of welding? I saw we have a poster, or you have a flyer already posted up. So how do we? It's just for local
um,
people or whomever. Like, who can
yeah, like,
participate?
right now it's local for the residents of Maryland. Like,
Okay.
I want them, cause I'm here in Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
So of course I'm gonna have one in Virginia, but right now, you know, this where he was killed at, Baltimore. So I want to talk to these people and show them, like, it's room at the table. You can come get this
Yes.
money. I'm gonna show you how.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to go to a 4-year college. You don't have to go to a college that's necessarily one of these trade schools with the 20-month programs for
Right.
$20,000 and you're not getting the education that you deserve.
You're not even
No,
gonna get the
you don't have to do
acknowledgement.
that.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm telling them that because it's a dire need.
Yes.
It is a dire need for them to get out here and start working.
No, that's
Oh,
very true.
I listen, I may have told you this when we were on the phone today.
Uh-oh.
So just like you found me, I found this black woman welder. That's what she calls herself in Maryland. I just want to say, like, our first conversation, hey Lisa, like, her energy just like ours. Like, you can tell when people are kindred spirits.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh, and to the men, let me just say something. I love men. I'm not here to, bash men. I'm
No.
not here to, like, everybody that know me know I'm not racist. Like, my parents, you can look at my parents. My stepfather is white and my mother is black. They're Latter-day Saints. My sister's a Muslim, like her and her husband. Like, I'm a hodgepodge.
All
But I just
right.
believe in the universe. I believe whatever you put out, you're gonna get back. That's what I believe.
I know that's true. What it's
Yeah.
it's necessary for people who have some skin in the game to be able to pay it forward with their skills. And it's funny because I had gotten a message from one of my friends, and I was like, thank you for following her page, and he was like, oh my god, she's
Um,
a badass welder. And I was like, yes, she is a badass. I can't wait for
I
you guys
don't
to
know
like.
about all that. Like, I'm a
No, you
sweetheart. I'm a
own that.
sweetheart welder. Like, I'm a sweetheart welder. Like, I don't know. I met some dope men in this industry. Like, man, my coworker that I work with, like,
I'm gonna say it right now, Taylor.
he's so man, he just listen. I can't even explain Tony, but sometimes both of us like classic rock. Like we just gel. Like both of us like classic rock. Sometimes he may put on the 80s and we may have a dance battle.
Not cute.
Like, yeah, like we just jail. We just jail, but he is a wealth of knowledge. Like him and I have like the same kind of passion towards teaching the students. Like I'm in awe sometimes when he in there and I have to like sit in on the class. I'm like, I hope I can be this dope and engaging. Like, you know.
I'm sure you are. I
Yeah,
think we
they
question
think I am, but
ourselves a
you
little
know,
bit
people
too
are
much.
hard on themselves. Like I'm real
Yeah.
hard on myself. I'm like, at the end of the class, I ask my students, I'm like, do y'all think I could have improved on anything? Like I like to keep the dialect because I don't want them to get bored. You
Right.
know, I like to ask them like, okay, how do you feel at the end of the night versus when you started from the beginning? You
Yeah.
know, so if they, you know, one say, well, I struggled on this, and then I say, okay, well, tomorrow you get extra attention. You
Yes.
know, so that's what I do for them. And listen, when I'm teaching stick welding, I don't know about y'all out there, but stick welding is my favorite.
Mine
Like,
too. I love you.
yeah, stick welding is my favorite. So when I'm teaching them, like, you should see them. I'm like, hey, grab a hold of my arm, put both hands up there, and I'm like, I want you to feel what I'm doing. Like feel my movement. And I'm telling them like, you gotta treat it like cooking when you learn in the process. Just remember the ingredients with the amps and all of that. Just remember the ingredients.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Hold on. Joey just said something. He said
Who?
his name's Joey, All Around Metalworks.
Oh, I
People can
thought you
do
saying like Jody tips and tricks. I got I got kind of who my heart star ID. Oh snap! Oh my god.
he says people can do amazing things when they have someone like you to show them they have an opportunity in life. He loves your message. He's
Oh,
so
don't
cool.
listen.
Him and
Don't
his
make me
daughter
cry up
actually
here.
him and his
Don't
daughter
make me
were
cry up
guests on
here.
here.
I'm not crying today.
You
No,
might
like
cry. You might cry. There's nothing wrong with
no.
it. That's all right. I cry all the time. Don't even trip. Own it. You know what? I just like the fact that you're so passionate about it. You know, like it's nice to
Yeah.
see a woman who has more skin in the game advocate for other people, not just women, but other people, and to provide a good education and actually care about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Look
important.
at if you just sit back and look at what's going on in the world,
I've made
like
everybody cry. Joey, he just said Tiff has made me cry. I make everyone cry.
oh, okay. If you're just looking at what's going on in the world, right now, like
Girl, today was a
I
bad
pray
day.
to God, like you know, my family is military. I pray to God that we don't have to go to war again.
Girl,
Like all these lives lost. Like even on the Taliban side and ISIS and all of that. Like we got to get it together. Like I think people need to like pray, whether you pray to Allah, Buddha, Jah, Jehovah, it don't matter.
yeah,
But you know, this world we living in some trying times. So, you know,
facts.
get this shit together.
I
Excuse my
know.
French.
I
Like,
was actually just watching we just found out that one of the one of the men that was killed was a 22-year-old who is the son of Riverside deputies or sheriffs right in our county. 22.
22.
22. And I have a 25-year-old, so like no one wants to ever see that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I didn't want to get into the politics of it, but it's especially necessary right now to have more. No, I mean, it's true though. We need to have more, to be more caring with each other right now, because it's just a really screwed up world that we're living in, unfortunately. And to have more empathy and more caring about our education and our environments, it's important, you know?
Exactly. Like, you reached out to me, I reached out to somebody else. Like, it goes around in a circle.
Yeah, no, it does.
It really does.
It really does. Now, I just mentioned something about environments. Now, at this moment, I've read so many different articles about, like modernizing, it's gonna get to that one, modernizing like our environment for like the students that are just leaving school. I know.
Listen.
No.
Go, Tiffany, go. Go, Tiffany, go.
The way I see it though, and I'm asking your opinion on this, what do you think about just making the environments for women better as opposed to like changing it up, because we don't necessarily got that recipe quite right at the moment. So I was just thinking, and this is just me throwing it out there, just like you, like in my perfect world, I would actually just like organizations and companies to make a better environment for people who teach who are women, people who are teaching who are women of color, just, my God, like make those environments a little bit better before we start changing it up. What do you think?
You're absolutely right. I tell, like, I not only teach, I still weld too. I just came back from a job in South Carolina where I was the only welder and the only woman welder in the shipyard. Like,
Oh my God.
It was one other woman, she was QA, but I was the only woman at this damn shipyard. I've never had that happen to me before.
Did you have
Never.
a bathroom?
No, I had to walk up to the office.
Are you serious?
Like, shit, yeah. Absolutely. I had to walk up to the office. So did she. Like, you need to provide us. It's 2021. We need to have some facilities,
Girl, at the very
they did offer to get me my own. Hold up. Well, they did offer to, in their defense, they did offer me one of the used outhouses from the men that they would have somebody to clean up. Of course, I said absolutely not, and that you would put a lock on it. No, bro.
You know what?
No. That's a bit too much now.
I've had so many conversations with some of the sisters of the syndicate that we hear so much conversation about bringing more women into the trades and, modernizing environment. Why don't we just improve upon current situations, period? Like a basic bathroom, making us safe and actually acknowledging us there. Because we sit down. I mean, our welds aren't any different, but there are some physical differences between us. We sit down, we go to the restroom. It's facts. It is. You know what I mean?
Yes,
basic
absolutely.
necessities.
Absolutely. Not only that, this I'm gonna say, for instance, this school that I worked with. Now, you have me instructing at night as a woman, but I say something to you like, why are the students in our parking lot when I'm coming to work? I get off at 11 p.m. Why is it that I have to have an escort to walk me way down yonder, like with no lights or no nothing, just to get to my car?
Damn.
Like, when I'm saying, Can y'all do something about the students, parking in the parking? They have their own designated parking lot.
Yeah.
Like, just give me that one little thing.
One space.
They told me, no, we don't want to ruffle the feathers. At least we're getting the students to come to class.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're
They
not
didn't
going to
value
have a
the
damn
work
class if
working.
they don't got an instructor. So you would think that they would provide just a little bit for us. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think I think before we start modernizing things and welcoming it in this new generation, that we should actually ask for better conditions for the people that are in it already. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We're not even providing adequate facilities for people, women, period, at the moment. So why would we even
It's
think of
not
changing
just
it up?
that. It's that
One
it's
parking space.
2021.
Yeah, a
Why
parking
should I have
space.
to tell you, get me a bathroom? Why
Right.
should I have to tell you any of this in 2021 when you
Facts.
want to modernize it, make it more comfortable to
Right.
the 20-year-olds? Like, nah,
You know what?
you gotta,
I
this is
think
this is a brutal job.
it is a brutal job. And you know, if there's any type of incentive to bring in that anybody that's not traditionally used to being in these types of jobs, women and children, right? There has to be some incentive, like safety, some,
Yeah,
hey, a little visibility. I mean, I don't need you to kiss my ass or nothing. I could care less. As long as I get my paycheck, I'm cool. But a little safety, a
right.
bathroom, some acknowledgement. Cool. Great.
That's it, and that's all. Like, at the end of the day, people, women want the same exact thing, to come, do their job, get paid, and go home.
And
We
go
got bills, we got families.
right.
Hell, I don't want to have to worry about, y'all harassing me. My stress should only be me going to work, being safe, coming, going the same way I came, in one piece, with sound and mind. Not
Mhm.
who gonna harass me today, or who gonna try to peek at me, and that type of dumb shit. It's
Yeah.
dumb. Like, grow up.
But
I
you
got
know
money
what?
to make.
This is a society issue. We need to be teaching our
Grow up.
kids at a younger age to have more respect for each other, because I've seen it in the younger generation that it's just like gimme, 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 entitlement type of attitudes. And I try to raise my kids differently. You know what I mean? Like, you don't you earn what the hell you get. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna disrespect me, best believe you're gonna see some attitude. That's just the way it's gonna work. You know what I mean? And I see that there's an entitlement in the younger age. Like, well, we don't know how to do this. Why don't you change it for us? How about you just learn how to do it right?
Right,
You know what I mean? How about you
right.
just advocate for the people who are already in the game, and make the conditions better before you start trying to change things, because things are not good as it is, period. So I don't know why
Right.
people think that changing it, what it's going to do is disregard the poor conditions as it is, right? And we're not going to get anything. We talk about women empowerment and ladies in the trades. Well, we need to change that mentality when it comes to just getting into the trade, period. So until we like lose that whole disregard when it comes to like the bias of trades, it's not a cool job, but it pays the bills. And you know what? For me,
Yeah.
I have been in real estate. I have been in the stock market. I have been in big business. I've been in little business. And welding is by far the best job I have ever had, the most satisfying, and
Yes.
teaching bar none. I don't even know how to
Exactly.
articulate how it's so much better than anything I've ever had. Just watching somebody's eyes light up and knowing that they're going to take this throughout their life and pay their bills, and they're going to pass it on to their family because I love it that damn much. And it's something
Right.
that you cannot take from anybody. Welding, you may get a little rusty. It happens. We all know good time is good time, right? You have to practice it. But this is the one thing that you cannot take from me. So being a woman, that's
Exactly.
very important. And you're giving that to somebody. So if you actually preach that to like Mr. and Mrs. Academia when we're talking about people in the trades, maybe that mentality will change. And it takes us to have the passion about it, to speak to the world and make that happen. We have to have our own entities, our own welding schools, our own, consumables, our own welding.
Yes.
It's
Oh
important.
my God. Yes. Do you know what? Do you know what we could do?
Sorry, guys. I don't
Women,
mean to go on a tangent, but
if we just like came together, do you know what all of us could do? Like we could
yes.
have our own trade show. Like women only in the trade show. We could have all kinds of stuff. Like, but you gotta take the politics out of it. You
There's
gotta,
going to be
put in
politics,
what it
period.
is.
There's going to be politics in
Yeah.
anything we do, but wouldn't it be better if it was only women politics? You know what I mean? We won't have to deal with that because women know
So
how
we
hard
can
it is.
sit down and have a normalized conversation.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
let's figure out why we don't agree without, becoming a Karen.
Right, right.
No,
We need to
that's
have
not
these
how you do
conversations.
it.
Exactly.
Yes, listen, I know, like, when I say I'm old school, I'm really old school. Like,
Same.
not just the way I was raised in the country, like, I'm old school with how I treat people. Like, I really believe you do unto others as you have them do unto you. I really believe that.
I do
You
too.
know, you got a love for teaching, you know, like I do. And I'm like, welding to me, is like a Tina Marie song. Ooh la la la. Like I love it. Like
Same.
period. So I'm so passionate about like the way I help people is like my passion. Like it comes out. I'm
Yeah.
not one of those teachers that's just gonna. How in the world can you teach somebody sitting down?
I have no, you know what? You're the second, no, third person I've heard that. I do
No,
not get that. I don't. I
no.
have I've been on
You gotta
therapy.
stand up and
I've been
walk
on
around.
I've been on therapy for several months right now, and even my students would tell me, "Sit your ass down," because like I'm injured, and I'm like, "How? How are you supposed
Yeah,
to visually
right.
inspect? How are you supposed to, do a welding demo? How are you supposed to like help them get in position if you're sitting?" I do not get that. I just
Man,
better
I'm
educate,
telling
better
you, like,
better educators. You know what I mean? It would be nice to just
yeah,
have better
we
educators.
gotta we gotta tighten up and do our part. Like you really teaching these people, really looking up to you. They really trusting that they gonna get their money's worth. Cause some of
Yes,
these students go into debt. 20,000 grand to go to school for you to sit down and do nothing. For instance,
girl. Yes,
none of your students that
yes.
you taught came to their graduation. That speaks volumes. For instance, for 20 grand, your class project was some bullshit. The entire school was talking about it for 20 grand. They
Wow.
coming out in debt and half of your students didn't get a job.
Mm.
Stop playing with these people.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Like you got to make sure we doing what we doing. You can't trust everybody to uphold that excellence. You can't do that. You gotta like walk around and do your job. Get
Yeah.
off your ass and do your job and make sure that people doing what they supposed to be doing. Like don't expect somebody like me to go along with that type of stuff when I know that, like I said, black lives are being we're being annihilated by
Yeah.
our own people, by the police, by racists. Like, come on. I'm trying to really show them a skill that can take them all around the world. My son did not finish college. They plucked him right out of college.
Mm.
He was just that good. He is a copper nickel pipe welder. He been to Japan. He been all of that.
That's so
He
cool.
used his money and bought a food truck.
Hmm.
Like
Let's
we got to do better. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. Like
Yeah.
as a people, we gotta stop being so selfish. Like you scared one gonna get more than the other. You can't do that. Like
Right.
we could have so much. But back to that, black on black crime. Let me just say this. And whoever, doing these crate challenges, knock it off. Okay?
Hey, look
Challenge
at
somebody
Hi,
to
Bob. Bob Moffat's in the house.
be and do something. Hey, Bob. Like, let me wait a minute. Let me get my train of thought back. Like, okay, you gotta challenge them to do something. Challenge them to like invest. White, black, let's challenge people to not do a crate challenge. Let's challenge them to invest. Like,
Yes.
it takes a village to raise a community, but if you want to protect your life, my life, Asian life, and everybody's life,
Yes.
black on black crime right now, I'm asking for your help. This is a problem. Like, help me get them to put the guns down so that every Monday it's not, oh, another weekend of violence in Baltimore. No, I
Right.
want to change that and have a weekend of welding. If you know how passionate that you are about what we do, then you know that they're going to have that same passion if we just show them how. Like,
Now, are you going to have this weekend of welding more than
sorry,
No,
huh?
it's important. You're
I
doing,
be,
I love the
I be
fact that
going
you're
off.
doing something about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I'm just,
so many people talk about helping their freaking community, but they don't do
nah.
shit about it. The fact that you're actually actively working toward helping your community, it says a lot about you, Kate, and I admire that. And you know what, you guys, if there's something that you can do to help her, please reach out to her. Or if you're local and you want to join forces with her, please reach out to her and
Oh,
collab because it's a necessity. We have to do it as a community
thanks,
effort. You know what I
thanks.
mean? That's why I reached out to you. I
Well,
didn't even know you were doing the welding thing or the welding workshop until we had talked about
right.
it. I think the second time. I don't even.
Um, Lisa reached out to me. Me and her meeting up on Tuesday. You
Yes.
know, I can't wait to pick her brain. Like Lisa forced to be reckoned with. Like I want to be able to have a weekend of welding and have them at our welding competition make like sculptures, like the bites,
Yes.
um, the people lifting weight, whatever they want to make. But if y'all could donate like some nuts and bolts, for like that type of stuff,
Yeah.
like that would be awesome.
I'm gonna write this
A
down.
lot of a weekend of welding is like coming out my own pocket. That's how I'm rocking because I really believe in what I'm doing. You know, Mr. Garcia on your interview, he was like, you don't really get rewarded, but yes, we do. Yes, we do. We're doing a good service, and when the student says thank you,
You
there's
know
your
what?
trophy.
I just
Yeah.
another thing that when people reach out to me, and I because I see Bob here, I was having a
Moffitt.
moment. I was having a moment with my
Is it
students,
Bob
and
Moffitt?
I couldn't reach out to my students for some reason. We were having like a mental block, if you will, that we couldn't get through a certain project that we're working on. And I reached out to him, and he was so the community, the welding community is such a cool community that he was so willing to just impart his knowledge to me. Like that's why the
Yeah.
community is so cool. Like that's why I'm like, just tell me, what do we need? What do we need to do? How do we help you help the community? Because it's important.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, like that's really all I'm trying to do. Like I'm just a country girl, like out here trying to help somebody, like in my southern way. This draw,
Yeah.
all of that. Like you're not gonna be for everybody. Like I'm just gonna be me and do what I think is morally right, and that is help somebody, black, white, brown, yellow. I don't care. Like I really don't.
Well, it's you know what? When you look up, just look around for people. that look
Yeah.
like you. There's nobody. So you're actually setting the standard for helping your community, and more people will think like, okay, I can do that too. So you're actually setting that pattern for them, and I appreciate that for you, because it's an underserved community, and we all know this. And
Yeah.
the more we talk about it, the more it happens, the more people normalize it, the more we see it, the more the algorithm changes.
It's it can be real taxing sometimes. Like to feel like you hopeless. You know, when I look at like these communities, like there's no way people should be living like we in a third world country in America.
No, you're right.
Nah, we gotta do better. We have to do better. And I don't know about the next person. I'm only worried about what I'm gonna do. So that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm just being myself. That's it, and that's all.
You're doing better by example, okay? So,
Yeah, I'm just
and a
being
lot of people
myself.
are going to reach out to you for that. I wish more people would actually be a little bit more passionate about, as opposed to like modernizing it. You know what I mean? Or fixing something that's not necessarily
Sorry,
broke.
girl.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, like for real, listen. For instance, y'all need to like start marketing better.
Yes.
Like if you want women to really rock the trades, when you do these commercials and stuff, throw us up there. Put the women up there. Like not to offend the men, but y'all know y'all have heard several times in your career that women weld better than men. I'm not saying that because I don't want to have like a versus battle of women versus men welding, although that would be dope. You
Hmm.
understand what I mean? I just feel like give us a little.
A little
Like
credit.
we're not trying to change y'all per se, but we just want the basic necessities. We earned that. We have earned that.
Yeah, it would be nice to have a little bit more visibility. A little bit more visibility with a little bit more flavor. Just saying. Representing a few more communities that are definitely underrepresented. Yeah.
And yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Bob, I don't know what the heck you're talking about here. He says the weekend welding, I can have a big old cooker done and be feeding my neighborhood. I don't know. Okay. Are you gonna go
But
visit? Are you gonna go visit Kay?
oh,
I don't know. I can't interpret this right here. So Bob, clarification. Thank you. Oh, Nikki Love 936 says you're doing great things, Kay. Keep on shining. I'm sorry,
oh,
you guys. I
shame.
haven't been reading the comments. I have them kind of like turned off a little bit.
I can't see nothing.
Oh, you can't? Oh, okay.
Can't see
Um,
nothing.
Joey says, I love your guys' passion. Got me all pumped up over here. I love it. Woo, woo. Nikki Love says, oh, sorry. I don't know what the heck she was saying. Oh, the world would be a better place. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm completely reading these out of context because I, I just get so caught up like listening to these conversations. But anyways, um, I know it's getting a little bit late, and I think it's late-ish.
What time is it? Yeah.
I don't even know. I have a phone here, but this is not the
And,
8 to 9. Is it 7 o'clock already? Or is that's 10 o'clock for you, huh?
yes, I don't
Girl,
know.
I know.
What time is it?
I'm all hold up. Anyhow, but I want you to tell how can we reach out like if someone wants to participate in your welding workshop, and then also if anybody wants to help contribute, how do we get a hold of you?
You can DM me at Josey Welds,
I'll tag it.
or you can
Thank you.
send it to my email, joseywelds@gmail.com.
WELDZ.
Yes.
And that's Gmail. I know I got you already on mine.
At
And
gmail.com.
I'll put this up on the end of the post of the video when I post it up on Instagram, and you can take that and share if you want. But if you guys have any questions or you want to participate or you want to contribute, make sure you get a hold of Kay. And she is in the Maryland area. Reach out to her, you guys. She's an instructor. She's a badass. She's doing things for her community.
Reach out
Support
and
that.
touch. No, I'm just playing.
You're so cute. But yeah, dude, I want to hear how it goes. So that's a November. What is the date again?
20th, November
Okay.
the 20th. Yes.
So tag me when you post up, and I'll repost every single time on both my pages. Okay.
I'll hate you a sweetheart.
All right, girl. And then we'll do a follow up because I want to hear all about it afterwards.
Yes.
All right, girl.
It's the
Well,
freedom
thank you.
weekend.
I appreciate your time here, and I appreciate your passion. And yeah, I'll talk to you about some stuff afterwards. But you're
Okay.
all right, girl. Thank you. I
Give me a
appreciate you, and
camera.
have a great night. Thank you,
You
guys.
too. Yes.
All right.
Good
Bye.
night.